You know, is it going to hurt anything now, does it? So you had a few moments of silence to contemplate your belly button and remember you're made of Mother Earth, that there is an original mother. And that's what you were feeling in those moments, weren't you? Yeah. While your heart was still kind of rocking down from that last little town. Where we passed through, where they were singing "Here Comes the Sun" and all that stuff. Baby, we take a hell of a run here on this little old Spring Creek, don't we? You get in the flow, you never know where you're going to go, man. Could be up there, could be down here, could be going round and round in circles, baby, but ever enlightening circles at that, man. Ever increasingly wider circles, too, man, just like I did in life. How about you? See, when I was a kid, I started out doing little circles on the farm fields and little circles in the cow pasture, learning how to drive in the farm fields, shit like that, And little by little, those circles got bigger. Pretty soon, I'm doing circles all across Turtle Island, man. And who knows where the circles might go from here. I've been experiencing multi-dimensional circling now, you know what I mean, for a number of years. How about you, man? You catching on? I know most of you just barely coming on board, but guess what? Shit. You've been on this ship, this way of being forever and a day since you were born to here, man. That's all there is to it. I don't care if you're 18 or 18,000, man. It's been your path. It's been your journey. You were born with that dream, and you could never let go of it, and you keep trying in your own way, your own silly little way, I might add, to bring it out into this life, to get those worlds to merge, man, somehow in your life, Me, I did it in the business world a time or two, or tried that shit. Oh, my God. But you can be enlightened about it, but, whew, business and reality just don't seem to really mix, not the way we've done it here, It's just that money thing, it's too cold, it's too deadly, too, And it's just impossible to be decent and deal in that world of money, You can do a lot with it, and you can be real generous, which is probably why I'm not a rich man in that way, but I'm certainly rich in a lot of other ways, ain't I, babies? You can feel it. I'm overflowing with love. What more do you want? What more can a man need, As long as I got nice surroundings and, shit like that, what do I care, man? Shit, if I pass on singing a song, man. My old dog goes with me, too, man. I ain't leaving nothing or nobody behind. We'll be right there in your heart for the rest of forever, man. Just for a few sweet moments that we managed to share here on this old, coyote medicine we call Spring Crick here on the Hazy Radio Network, babies. Clear as a bell here, ain't it? Getting you out of hell. Take me in your arms and rock me, baby. You just make me feel like that, In fact, I feel like I've been rocked all morning, man. That's why I couldn't get it. This music was just pulling us in and getting it all multi-dimensional. I don't know if you felt it, but I sure did. And I felt a lot of you out there making it. And if you weren't making it, well, baby, it's only because you're there to be critical instead of be helped. Shit. And that's all we want to be. Well, it's okay by me if you got to be critical. Shit, I'm easy to pick on. You can pick me apart. I'm about as human as they get, man. And then some thin-skinned, and, a veiled reference to reality. How can he be? But you know the simple truth in your heart, and you see it in mine, too. And, babies, that's all you got to really know. The rest of it's all bullshit anyway. Who cares, man? Shit. Let's just get up out of our rocking chairs and rock a little bit, okay? Quit being critical of one another. It just drags you down and pulls you down, too, man. You got to have, and if you're feeling that way, why is that so? Why do you have to be somebody's frickin' victim? Why are you so assaulted in this life? Why are you picked on? Huh? Ask yourself these questions. Maybe your heart will start talking to you the way mine does when I'm having tough times, And start showing me shit and explaining shit to me, You just got to be ready for that. That's all. And most folks just, they cannot take the internal dialogue of it. They think that makes them crazy, Baby, this is way over the line of crazy. This is totally out of control here. Totally. You got no 3D control whatsoever, yet your heart is so wise in the 3D that it takes really good care of you. And all you got to do is go with that feeling flow, man. Which is completely out of control, yet completely in control, the mother-loving heart of the universe which creates us all. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that sweet? Isn't that the way you always want to live? You know, I mean, feeling the flow and going with it, don't you know? Sure beats hell out of dealing with it in that difficult way and having it fight you all the time, wouldn't you say? So you might have a little anger to let go of, like I do too, man. You know, maybe we're still a little frustrated with this world, even as we're catching on, man, you know. Maybe it's a little hard to let go of some of the judgments we've made on others, because secretly, and I'm telling you, you may not even know, those are judgments we're making on ourselves, a weakness that we feel inside, which we project into the world outside of ourselves so we can hold that judgment, you know. That's where the Godfathers and the sneaky snake presidents and all that shit come from, man, you know. All the skullduggery in this world comes from a need to deal with that skullduggery in ourselves, that background shit that's always pulling us down, pushing us around, maneuvering us in that silent sort of way that most folks don't even know at play. They don't even see it in themselves, but they're starting to now because you can't hide shit anymore. When the heart comes around, the secrets go down. There are no secrets. So 2017, I mean, is, you know, time of revelation, of course, the beginning of the age of revelation, revealing, which is seeing things as it is, you know. You can't be lied to anymore. Why is that? Because there's a little tsunami of love, and it's a conscious presence in love going out from here, and you and everyone else is getting it clear to touch everyone else, dear, so we all get it clear. And can't be lied to anymore. We can only live in the reality of our own truthful love, our own truthful creation. We can't kid ourselves around anymore. We can't be anybody's victim nor anyone's master either. We're no longer slave or slavey, either one. The slave trade is done away with along with all trade. Trade is a sickness, an illness based on a feeling of lack. There's never enough, so you got to buy your way in, you got to buy your way out. And if you don't have the money, well, tough shit, there's not enough for you, you know. You got, you know, rationed out, man. What a stupid-ass world. What a stupid-ass economy. What a stupid-ass way of being. It's totally backwards from anything that it ought to be now, isn't it? 180 degrees from truth, right? A true reality, of course. If it had some kind of measure like that, it wouldn't be based on lack, it would be based on care. And you'd get what you needed because others care, you see. And you care too, man, you know. I know there's worthless shits in this world. I'm thinking of some that, you know, wouldn't work a day in their life, only want to stay stoned and high on drugs and steal from everybody and, you know, have a great time killing folks and shit like that. Babies, that's a sickness in us too. Not that we're all killers, but in some way we've killed ourselves. And it's all about bringing ourselves back to life. And as we do, these others too come around. Those elements cannot remain in the outer world if they're don't have a basis in the inner world. See, that's how things work in creation. Everything is created on the inside, then exhibited on the outside, then experienced in that outer way. See. That's the secret of humanity. That's our real trick that we're learning, that we've been trading ourselves into for decade after decade. Well, God, eon after eon, you know, one even century. That's a drop in a bucket, man. Shoot. Been a long time seasoning ourselves this way. But in a way, all of these experiences have been simultaneous because we really don't live in the time, only when we're dreaming ourselves into it. Most of the time we live outside of time, so even though it seems like we've run it down for billions of years, and we have, in the time sense, in the reality, a few moments have taken us aside and shared this little experience with us, and now it's time to come home, time to wake up. You feel your mother gently tapping you on the shoulder. You hear the rooster outside crowing on the fence post, so you'll hear him and wake up, and you feel the warmth of the sun coming through the window, eh? Time to wake up, baby. And guess what? It's not the world you've been living in that dream now, is it, man? See? It's a whole different world. The one that we're really in. Not the one we're dreaming ourselves into. You see, in these worlds, as you awaken, tend to merge. Same way your dreams will influence your daytime life, but in a much more powerful way. They become one and the same. The dream and the life of reality become one and the same. Because that's how we create and that's how we live. And this is how we've chosen to train ourselves into it and get the worst of it over with right away so we could live in the best of it for the rest of forever. Okay, well, that's the Coyote way. That's the way at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life. That's the clarity of love coming to you from 9,000 feet high, flowing through this guy just like it flows through you, baby, and everyone else too. We are little vicars of love, each one of us, a Pope Mary Jane in our own right, because each one of us has all of that energy and then some going on inside. That's why we're so magic. And we're just barely beginning to discover that. But isn't it beautiful when you do? When you see these miracles happening? When you know you can influence things and make things better for others as well as yourself? When you see the heart in motion actively doing that? Then you understand why we have such great hope and how we're going to fulfill creation. In this year, no matter who's resident, who's president, who's premier, who's queen. It don't matter. Prime minister, my backside. You know, the ministers can go be prime somewhere else, man. We ain't letting them flow no more. The heart's taking over. It's a real revolution, and it's bigger than 3D. It's a multi-dimensional thing, and it cannot be resisted or refused. It is the choice of the collective of all human hearts living. Especially right now, baby. Though these are the same hearts been living all along. Oh, baby, it's starting to get strong, isn't it? You're starting to remember what's really going on, man. Pay attention. And you won't be so judgmental of me or anybody else that you see. You won't have to hang people, you know, on crosses or burn them at the stake or behead them anymore. You'll be beyond all that shit. Because for one, none of that shit be happening. Because that's just elements of the nightmare dream we've been living in. It's not real. And neither are you, not that way, but this way, in this loving way that you're awakening to, wouldn't you say? Well, darlings, it's going your way, it's flowing your way, and it always will, forever and a day, here at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life, from the beginning, babies, going back to those original energies, those original moments, those original beings that we are, in a very, very bright way, and bringing us back to that place, right now, right here, today. Oh, baby, take me in your arms and rock me, will you please? Here on the Hazy Radio Network, Grandpa Coyote down on his knees. Begging you, please, oh darling, please, please, please. And if your attitude's one of gratitude, if you're appreciating what you're getting, you're going to got a lot more than what you've gotten before, don't you know? It's the way it works, man. It's coyote medicine through and through in this life, when you say it's the wild, wild west. A whole different kind of wild, hey, out in this west, hey. Here at Crestonia, Colorado, 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky. You got that guy, Grandpa Coyote, man, yeah. The coyote that knows the joke, that catches on, man. And once in a while he might even share that with you, but most time, you know, making you figure it out. Same way Mary Jane does, but Mary Jane just embraces you, man. Same way I do. God, we must be one in the same heart. I'm kind of a male personification. She's kind of a female personification. Inside it is male personification. And no, I ain't gay. I'm just, what do you call that? Androgynous, yeah, man. I'm not hydrogenous, but I'm androgynous, hydrogenated human being, man, which means, you know, wow, I'm the hydrogen bum now, not just the atomic bum. That was one way, but the hydrogen bum now, man. I'm the hobo that, whoa, man, got all that dematerialization underway so we can reassemble it and get it back, you know, like the phoenix bird, bring it back to life and the way that it really is. Move into the larger picture of life. Through rock, find the roll. Find the medicine of our heart and soul. The expansion of reality, which is where we live it. Don't you see? This being just a little dream we dream, you know. Sorry to upset the scheme. I know the Illuminati had it down. And, you know, the billionaire businessmen were all coming around. I mean, you know, and we're all going to hell in a ham. I mean, Armageddon. Yeah, baby. Armageddon's happening already, man. And it happened, and it's so quietly nobody even noticed it, you know. It wasn't a big field of blood, man, and a Sunday, bloody Sunday. Hell no, babies. It was a change of heart. a reverse in the flow and direction of the river of life, man, you know. To tell you the truth, the upside down world started turning itself right side up. There in a moment in time, some 25, 30 years ago, hell, I don't know where it was, 87, 92, 94, somewhere in there, man, shit. After that, no matter what happened in this 3D, in the larger world, we were already there. We were already recovered from the 3D. We already were expanded into the larger heart. Enough people had done that here in the rudimentary sort of way. I mean, you know, God, it was crude, rude, and unrefined, but beautiful and so divine. So once the 100th heart grasped onto that, I mean, throughout creation, throughout time, it took 100 hearts, and that's how long it took to get them there. But it did happen somewhere back in that time frame. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, husbands, sisters, wives, brothers, you know, mothers, and all the unique beings that we can be, because we're so darn related, don't you see? You may be from Africa, I may be from Asia, but I'm a white guy, man, and look at us. You know, you start checking our genes out, and we got the same parentage a few generations back. Isn't that weird? I mean, it's amazing how that works. But I'll tell you why, because, you know, human beings never really were separate. You know, the tribes and nations, those are illusions, you know. This was how we imposed elemental controls over ourselves so we could survive a time of great skullduggery and pain and shit-headed-itis, I call it, you know. But sooner or later, you know, shit does compose down and become the basic elements, the composting elements of the greatest growth there could ever be, which is why we went through this shit in the first place, don't you see? And spread it all over the fields of life, man, and stunk it up bad, babies. But as it dissolves down now into the basic elements of the experiential heart, and it begins to understand and see why it went through such cruelty, then it can let go of all that judgment. It keeps it shitty, man. And just accept the basic love in all of it and go with the flow and let it go. And then all of a sudden, bing, you're up another level in dimensional reality. Wow! What happened here? I was living in, now I'm now. And the next thing you know, babies, you know, if you just keep that little attitude of gratitude going on, nurture your little heart like the mother lover you are, man, and I tell you what, it bring you around, man. And as you're doing this, it bring me around too. I'm so tired of, you know, not getting there, man. Come on, help. Oh, I love playing with you, don't you? Oh, I tell you what, there's nothing. That's why we're here. To learn to play in love day after day. Now don't take that the wrong way, but baby, it's all lightness. It's all brightness. You see, we've been taught that this is heavy and this is weird. That's cool, but oh, watch out, it can burn you, etc., etc., etc. We got all these definitions here about our behaviors and what we can and can't do. And we've so restricted ourselves that we lost our way and all the intelligence to go with it, man, you know. But those that can allow a ripening feeling and a flow to come through them right now, don't you know, those are the ones that are getting the rock and roll and live at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life, and bring that water forward for everyone else, all the waters of life, waking up all around, because a few got there, took that clear drink, became that clear drink of water, became that flow of life into the love that is creation, etc. So Spring Creek is, man, you know, and it's hidden from view, yet it's right there in front of you all the time, too. And inside, you just got to take that little boy ride, that little girl ride. You get on your pony, man, and have some confidence in that mount. And you head into that canyon, that arroyo, you know, the ruggedy little arroyo there in them dry desert mountains in search of that Spring Creek. And you know you're already there. But you got to let the horse carry you there. The same way humanity had to find its way all the way back. And it wasn't just up the little arroyo. They had to get to the arroyo in the first place. And number one, remember where it was, because we forgot. Amazing that we've been found, isn't it? Now, you know, the proof's coming around, so I'm not asking you to believe anything, you know. Just go with the flow. Rock with what rolls you, man. Roll with what rocks you, you see. You know, but I think you're about ready to quit doing what it is you're doing, you know, and turn this thing around, because that's the flow of life, you know. When you realize how shitty and how upside down we've had it, then you know what right side up is, man. Oh, there's the angels calling me again. I so love that sound, man, when the angel harps come around, don't you? Just reminds me that we really are here to set each other free and to be that which we ought to be, that which we ought to RB. RB is RB, our heart, wouldn't you say? Oh, baby, that's what the angels say today. That's the message I'm getting as they're teletyping it on in, babies. Well, you know why they can do that? Not because I'm a robot and they're controllers or higher life or nothing. These are our brothers and sisters working with us, which is to say working through us as we work through them too, to bring about the greater good for everyone and everything that lives. And therefore, it's a party here at Mother Earth as we turn it. It's a right turn hole, baby, and away we go. Right back to the center of the universal heart, don't you know? That's where Mother Earth comes from. That's where she truthfully lives. So don't believe the bullshit. It says we're out here on the outer limits and we're just some obscure little planet with a bunch of little warped genetic creations that, you know, the Anunnaki brought around, or the Nephilians or the Pleiadians or somebody like that brought up. You know, now these are all, you know, elemental tales with tiny little elements of truth in them, but not much. Mostly just bullshit, you know. But it's to remind you, you are mixed with the essences of stars. Yes, it's what we're made of. So each one of us has at least one star that reflects our character and our characteristic in the universal way. But in the same way, we reflect that characteristic in the earth reality, which is to say the universal way too. See how it works, man? It makes it easier to accept the multi-dimensional presence when you can see how it works. Understanding is the key then that opens up your door, which is the gateway to paradise, the gateway to heaven. Right here where we live. Right inside our soft, sweet little hide, as we wake up and take the real ride of life, you know. And Mary J., yeah, she's here to help us along the way. She is a gateway, not to a greater degradation, but to a greater life living, baby. Let this conscious presence come into you. Stop fighting it, baby. Get on this pony and ride confidently into the canyon of life. And let Mother Love show you what magic and sparkle is, and let her get you to the high places. It's where she can share her true nature with you and not have to hide it away the way she does down in these low places where people don't understand. Up in the high places, the treasures can be revealed, because that's what's real, man. And that's where you find us, in those high places, because there it's acceptable. In the lower places, nobody understands. Vibration's too low. Nobody can get it. They're too dense. Gotta go and ride with the high buffalo, the spirit buffalo in your heart, don't you know? That steadiness that says, I know which way to go, and I'm already on that path. And I bless the treasure I'm finding on it, see? It's as simple as that. That's all it takes to step into that reality, baby. You just, oh, baby, you're so God-blessed cool. I can hardly get over it. So I salute you with my official Coyote Club mug. Hey, by the way, get on over to thecoyoteclub.com and get your entry in for a free road trip with Grandpa. Come this early summer or this fall or sometime like that. You know, depends on how the entries go when we go with the flow. But baby, you know, get some entries in there, don't you know? Remember that we're listener supported. And it's just a donation. But the crazy little journey we're going to take is going to bring you back to sanity, man. And all the rest of us too, in the wild, wild west, man, where we do it the best. Just like we do right here, day after day, in that Spring Crick sort of way. On the Hazy Radio Network with Grandpa Coyote and a whole raft of angelic and ancestral and E.T. and, you know, animalistic and all kinds of little friends, man, tuning in, helping out. The one heart of love in motion right here, babies, because you are the ocean of emotion, baby, and the wave of love, the tsunami of life. Bringing everybody else back, man. Oh, it's the end of the generations of strife and a beginning of a real cool life. Now just be ready for this shit, because here it comes, man. Whole other things coming undone. Watch out, babies. Don't take no stock in the material world. It'll take you down with it, man. Just let it fade away, okay?